What's up? Another week. We're here. Your boys, Eric and Craig, Cross the Pond Golf. It's an exciting one coming up. We got US Open. We had some good tournaments this weekend. Scottie won another one. And we'll get it in and talk about it today. What's up, Craig? How you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, it seems to be a recurring theme, eh? Every week we're like, Scotty's won another one.
He's
Scotty's
won
won
another
another one.
one.
I
Yeah.
mean, it takes him going to jail for him not to win one, and then he comes back out again and just goes back on a tear again. So, yep.
I mean, he just had his kid. He had his kid at the end of that tournament, which is kind of like, I guess, your feel good moment for the weekend. But uh, maybe that had something to do with it. But I think the jail definitely had a piece.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, another good win for him. Colin Morikawa was second.
Yeah,
So I tipped him last week. So I'm almost claiming that as a victory. It's not as good as the one that you'll be claiming in a wee while.
yeah.
Top tipster over there. But yeah, Scotty just seemed to do everything right. It was good. I like what we spoke about it last week, where it's good where you've got a couple of them competing towards the end. So, you know, as opposed to their runaway leader. So it was good to see that was what happened. Eh?
Yeah, he didn't just run away with it. Morikawa was there. I think finished -8, -7. It was really them two on the final day, but it was a good tournament. Wasn't a blowout, and he didn't just run away with it like the final round 74. That was pretty rough, but did what he needed to do, take another one home.
Yep, yep. I caught bits and pieces of it. We had quite a bit on over the weekend. So obviously, just with as I've said before, the timings for this side of the water, it runs till late at night. We were out for a couple of events over the weekend, so I didn't get to see as much of it as I would have liked to. I watched some of the European, the mixed, and yeah, Eric tipping Lynn Grant doing
Right.
it.
That's quite crazy. I mean, I picked her. I didn't truly think that it would go down like that, I guess. Not trying to be sexist or anything, but that's a lot to overcome. And she did it. Soderberg is his name. He
Yeah,
definitely. I mean, he didn't give it to her because she had to earn to be up there for sure. But he definitely crapped the bed.
yeah. He lost it more than she won it. I would say it's probably one of these things. So yeah, he had a nightmare on the Sunday. Started with an 8-shot lead, and then had a 77. But he was missing like 3 footers. A bogey on 18 for a playoff, and he missed that for 3 feet as well. So, I mean, she did shoot a 65, and she was 11 shots back at the start of the day. So,
Yeah.
I mean, fair play to her.
Fair play. That's impressive. 65 anywhere is impressive. I think another Lynn shot a low score on the LPGA the same weekend, but yeah, she still won it. You know,
Yeah,
he definitely gave his lead up, and she had to take it with the 65. But it's impressive either way.
yeah, yep. And then yeah, you touched on there. Is it Linnea Storm? She carried a
Yeah.
60 for an 11 under par for the shot price in the LPGA. So
Did
yeah, it was.
she have a shot for a putt for a 59? Did you see?
Yeah, I think she did have a shot up for a 59 and she missed it. So I think she had it was for a bogey, a birdie or something, and then she missed it at the par. So um, yeah, it was obviously a weekend for low scores, particularly for the ladies' game. So that was kind of LPGA, PGA, and the European Tour, and Liv were in Houston. Did you catch any of the Liv stuff?
I caught the end of it. I think what Carlos Ortiz won. Is that who won?
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, I think the teams I I did catch just the end, and I saw like the teams kind of come down to the end. The Smash caught up, and the Cliques were winning like by a pretty big number. I think they were up by 7 with like 3 holes to go, and uh, yeah, it added a little bit more value to it, and they definitely go through the players a lot more. Well, there's not just one tee time out there, I guess, with shotgun style, but yeah, I was entertained at the very end, I suppose.
yeah, yeah. So good win for Carlos Ortiz. I don't think he's in the US Open though. I don't think he's one of the ones that had qualified. But yeah, he edged out Adrian Maronk, who is in the US Open. I think that must just be on the grounds of his world ranking before he moved. as to why he keeps getting these invites, because he was PGA as well, wasn't he?
Yeah,
And then that was about the US again.
yeah. I tuned in right when he bogeyed and Ortiz birdied, so it was like a 2-shot swing. And yeah, we do keep seeing him on the invites, and I don't know. We'll see if he does something with this one. He coming off a good showing in Houston, so we'll see. Good sign. He
Yep.
didn't win though.
No, he didn't win. And yeah, Rambo had to withdraw due to injury. I think he's done something to his foot. So he's got a press conference tomorrow where we'll find out if he's going to be playing in the US Open or not, or if he just fancied a day off.
Something with his leg or his foot or what?
Yeah, I think it's his ankle. He made some swing, probably trying to do some Scottie Scheffler type swing, and he's goosed his ankle. So yeah, he withdrew with a foot injury. So yeah, as I said, press conference tomorrow. We'll just have to wait and see if he is going to be teeing it up. I suppose there must be like alternates. Say you can get in. There'll be some guys sitting waiting for folk to drop out or like injuries, and they'll come into it. So I don't know who the alternate is yet, but they'll certainly be sitting hoping that it's a bit more than just a sore ankle for Rambo, so that they can get their chance.
Yeah, I mean that's rough to go out and not be able to make the U.S. Open if he doesn't heal up or whatever. I did see like the swing. He did swing a mighty swing. I mean, I don't know. It could happen at any time too, So he definitely puts power behind his his tee shots, and yeah, hopefully it doesn't hold him back. But we haven't also seen him play very well in the majors this year. So
no, we've not. He's one of the ones that maybe the weeks off beforehand aren't actually helping him. I know we touched on that last week, that with the guys having a bit of a break, it might help them, but he seems to be one of the ones that's really struggling with it. So we'll see how he goes. But yeah, US Open next week. That's Euro Open. It's Euro
yep.
Open. It's not the Open. So Pinehurst number 2. I don't know a lot about Pinehurst. Obviously, it's a US Open course, so it's going to be tough. I read up a bit before we got started here. So 7,543 yards. It's long, well bunkered, tough lies in the rough, and tricky greens. I think I was hearing as well, it's got like some of the green complexes are all kind of upturned saucers, or what do they call them, turtlebacks. So they're not as easy to be putting on.
Yeah, I don't know much about Pinehurst. I mean, I watch the U.S. Open regularly, I suppose, but I wouldn't be able to like describe the course to you. I know that Pinehurst is tough, and anytime a U.S. Open is on a course, they're probably not going to see very low scores. I mean, it's gonna play tough. So tough putting usually.
Yeah, and it's normally one of these ones where they like a kind of 1 under, 1 over, around about the even par winner score, as opposed to some of the big scores that they've had. Obviously, I can't remember last year what Wyndham Clark did. I think he had a generally low scoring US Open. That was LACC, wasn't it, last year? And there was quite a few of them were under par. So the USGA won't want that again, and they'll want it back to when it was tough. I don't know why they tend to do that. Why did they try to make it as difficult a course, or pick a course and make it as difficult as possible for these guys, to try and make them look a bit more human?
I think it's to make them look a bit more human. I think during the year, people when they score super low, like the -20s and stuff, I think people are asking, why aren't they playing tougher courses? And I think the majors are here for that for sure. Mm-hmm. But not every course could be U.S. Open quality course or difficulty course either. You want to see him score low. Sometimes go hard, making birdies, making eagles.
Yeah, as opposed to hacking out the rough.
Yeah, for sure.
Make it difficult for them.
Yep. You got picks for it, or what? Been looking?
Yeah. I've had a wee look.
Wyndham won last year, and we haven't really seen him since earlier, like the Florida swing and stuff. So I'd be curious if he defended his title well. So
yeah,
but no, I don't think I'm not picking him.
No, I'll be steering clear of him. I'm steering clear of some of the other perceived bigger names as well. My pick for this week's Adam Hadwin. I think he's been pretty consistent this year. Finished third last weekend. He drives the ball well, puts the ball on the green a lot, and he seems to make a lot of putts. He's got a really good short game, so that's who I would be going for. I'm going to take Bryson as well, just as he's going to win one at some point. He's been close the last couple, and he's going to win one at some point. I don't think Troon's going to be the one to suit him, but I think this one might be. I can't actually remember how he got on over the weekend. As I said, I didn't see much of the live coverage, so I don't know where he ended up or where that new guy is. You know, the new boy they put on his team that we discussed last week. I'm just going to check that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see much of the Crushers on the scoreboard, and they weren't really showing him at the end. So I actually don't know where he placed, but he's been playing well this year in the PGA style events, or the major events, and I do expect him to play well. But I'm kind of thinking like maybe Koepka or will pull up on this one.
Yeah.
I
So
think
Koepka finished ninth this year, this last event, and DeChambeau was tied 18th on 5 under, but he was still like that's him 10 shots off the eventual winner. Who was the boy that came into his team again?
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, John Ramad with John. Wasn't it Ben? Who's Ben Campbell? Somebody that was in for John Ram's team as well. Brandon Gray, see, we're at the bottom. Anthony Kim was not DFL this week. He finished 48th, which is good.
I've seen some more of his interviews. He sounds a little more with it too. Like he's been getting some practice in, so he sounds with it. Like I think we'll see him play a little better. Maybe he's getting a little more comfortable. If he did really lock himself in the house for not exactly what he said, but basically hid himself from the world for a while. That doesn't do well for public relations, but
no. Well, remember when he started back, he'd never heard of what they call like TrackMan and simulators and what have you. Although I do find that hard to believe. I can't believe that he doesn't know what's been going on in the world. He can't have been a complete recluse that he's never known. He's not known what's been going on in the world. So I
feel like that would be fairly wild to not know that we're to that point, or hadn't seen it or heard it through somebody type thing. That's pretty wild.
The boy Catlin that they drafted in, he finished 24th on 4 under. So he was with Sam Horsfield, Richard Bland, Mark Leishman, Abraham Answer, Kieran Vincent, Thomas Peters. So he's finished in and around, some of the decent players that are on that tour. Whereas, as I said, Anthony Kim's up to 48, but he's beaten people, and that's the main thing. He beat Cameron Smith actually. Cam Smith finished on 4 over, and Anthony Kim beat him on a count back as well. So. But Cam Smith, would he be one of the ones that people would have been looking at for the US Open? I'm pretty sure he's in because of his rankings. Maybe not having some good finishes on this isn't quite making him live up to his status that he was at a couple of years ago.
Right. Well, we haven't really seen him, and he could be one of those like Rahm. We're guessing what's wrong because he's still pretty early, but we haven't really seen much of Cam Smith since he's been over at Live. So he might be one that it doesn't fare super great for him, but he's got such a good short game and hits it pretty long where he could do well here.
Yeah.
I think we saw Harry Higgs win a couple times over the Corn Ferry. I think he's playing in the US Open. I think he'd be like a little feel good. And he's a little hot. He has played in PGA events before. He's kind of my dark horse, like super dark horse in this one.
Because he won back-to-back on the Corn Ferry, didn't he? And I think the Corn Ferry Tour, if you win 3, you're automatically promoted. But I think he's locked on to win his tour card back at the end of the season because he's won so many points from those two there. And he's winning on hard courses, and he looks like the type of player that can play a US Open course. Like he's of that, how do you say it without insulting the boy? He's not athletic looking, is he? Like he looks like a normal guy that's maybe got lost and at this tournament, and they've been like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" I'm a professional, actually. Yeah, of course you are.
Well, we haven't even talked about Scottie Scheffler winning. Like, I think he's just an automatic pick right now. Like, we don't even mention him as a pick for the most part, just because it feels like he's so automatic. But I think he's the easy pick here. I think Scottie wins it.
You do?
I do. I
Right.
think he's going to take this one down. U.S. Open. It's just, yeah, he's going to come in clutch. He's going to need to start. I mean, I can't say that because he's winning like tournament after tournament. But
Yeah.
like FedEx, we haven't. That's where he's gonna have to start winning from here on out, and just be ready for the FedEx this year. I mean, he has to win, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I
That's what he
think I
said
was
last year, though.
Yeah, exactly. I was watching him this weekend, and it's just his numbers are so good. Like he's almost like, right, I've got 162, that's this club, and he sticks it to the distance that he's looking for. His control of the ball is just
Mad.
unbelievable.
It is mad. And the footwork is, I mean, it's its own thing, and it is pretty wild. But to like be able to be in such control with that movement is beyond me. It like really blows my mind, to be honest. And I keep watching him, and that's really the only real wild thing about him is his footwork, and it just time after time after time. I saw like some stats, like I think he was on hole 9 or something, and it was like he had 3 within 7 and 2 within 11 or something like that. And
Yeah.
dude,
Nah,
I
he
mean,
just puts the ball where he needs to put it. If it, like I said, if it's off the tee, he knows exactly where he needs to leave it, and then he sticks the ball on the green. And he's not sticking the ball on the green and having it like 20 foot away, where he's going to have to try and lag one up and then make the putt. He's putting it within 2 or 3 feet so that he knows he's definitely going to be knocking that ball in. So yeah, I
and I
don't
saw him
know.
riding the rim. I saw him riding the rim a couple times too. Like he had a couple longer putts that were, you know, within an inch of falling in. So his putter's definitely not what it was in the early season, and seems like he's good with that mallet, and I do expect him to win.
Yeah. Well, he's outright favourite. Certainly, when you look at like betting markets over here, he's outright favourite. Then it's Rory McIlroy, then Xander Schauffele, who obviously won the PGA, but we've not really heard a lot from him in the last couple of weeks, have we? He's not really been up there contending. So Morikawa, Victor Hovland, and then DeChambeau, and we've obviously got Bobby Mack returning back after his weekly party. So it'll be interesting to see whether that has helped or hurt him. There was a lot of coverage over here about him coming home and what have you, and enjoying some of the delicacies of Scotland. And to get over his homesickness, and then he'll be flying back out again. So we'll see. Tiger's obviously in the field as well, but yeah, we've kind of nobody talks about him now. He's gone
No,
off
I
the
think
river for
I
the
feel
boil
like
now.
he has got written off. It would be exciting to see him, at least make the cut. Uh, just Tiger's Tiger, but
Yeah,
yeah, I haven't heard a single thing about him thus far. I do
yeah.
think Schauffele will probably. I do expect him to play well. Win, I'm not sure, but top 10, I think he's in good form to get top 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bobby Mack, I mean, I wasn't sure if I expected him to go back and like get messed up or party, but
Mm-hmm.
um I also don't blame him at the same time because he's still a young guy, and if that sometimes you gotta get your head right. I don't know, but we'll see
Yeah.
if it worked for him. Is his dad caddying for him again, or
I don't think so. I think he said he was trying to get a professional caddy. There was images of his dad back at work last week. Like he said, he was, I'm just a grass cutter. And there was images of his dad. Couldn't have been happier. Massive smile on his face, just back on his mower, cutting the grass, keeping the course in condition for all his members. So,
nice?
no, I think he was kind of a one and done. And actually, if you are his dad, why would you want to go back and then he maybe doesn't quite make it, and then it's the fairy tale's been tarnished? Just go over, help your son out, jump in every now and again when you need him, when he needs you. But no, I think he'll need a more professional caddy for the US, and we'll see
Yeah,
where he goes. See where he goes from there.
that's a
I mean,
that's
I
a
wouldn't
pretty
look
big
at him.
stage. Not that the RBC was a Canadian Open wasn't a big stage, but the US Open's a giant stage, and I think you are right in the professional caddy route for this one for sure.
Yeah, yeah. He definitely needs somebody that knows how to get themselves round the courses. So probably would be, as I say, picking up some sort of local guy just to try and get the knowledge. So we'll see. But I will be supporting Bobby Mack, obviously, flying the flag for Scotland.
Of course, you should, as you should.
So yeah, as I said, I touched on Adam Hadwin as well. He was, yeah, I just like the guy. I do. I think he's due a win. I think he'll be there or thereabouts. So I will go Adam Hadwin and Bobby Mack on that one.
Nice.
I've given up on Rory now. Like, I know he's second favourite. And as I said in the beginning of the year, I'm not running him down. I just don't think it's his time at the moment. So I will be steering well clear of McIlroy.
I'm actually a little surprised. I'm a little surprised that he's running second right now. But
yeah,
I don't make the wagers, so what it is. He's always capable. I mean, he's got the bombs. If he's on, and he's definitely got a shot.
Yeah. So I was going to read you something I seen earlier on, just while we're on about McIlroy. So it's the 1 year anniversary of the framework agreement between the PGA and LIV, and just in the run up to the US Open, they've come out and said that there's been some positive discussions. So McIlroy was quoted earlier on saying very productive and very constructive, very collaborative. It was really good. Definitely things are heading in the right direction. A lot of progress was made. I can't really say much more than that, but it has been positive. We've heard all these kind of promises before and more, so we'll have to wait and see if there's any more on this. But yeah, McIlroy, I thought he was off of all of this policy stuff, but he's obviously still well entrenched with what's going on in the game. So again, is that really what he needs to be coming out and saying in the run-up to the US Open? He should have been saying, yeah, there's framework stuff done, that's the end of it. Or completely distanced himself from it all, because that's what's going to start frying his head, I think.
I mean, I think he just needs to worry about his personal life right now and just make sure that's all handled, because he does have a kid. He is going through a divorce. There are some rumors going around, and getting involved with any of that right now, I don't think is positive for him, to be honest. And we saw what it kind of, we can't direct it right at, that from last year, especially knowing that he probably had some problems last year going on. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's the time to get involved with it right now.
No, you should have distanced yourself from that. So, have you played much golf yourself this weekend?
I haven't played no golf. Yeah, no golf. I wish.
Nothing. I had a round on Saturday. Couldn't buy a par. I was all over the place. I think I finished about 22 over or something, and that's for my 9-hole track. I just was bobbing balls, put balls all over the place, losing them in the rough. Yeah, it was not good.
I do have my buddies. We do a 9-hole every Tuesday, so I am playing that tomorrow. Last week was very rough. We recorded after I played, so I don't even think I mentioned how bad I played. I think I shot 49 on 9 holes, which is, oh gosh, it's like embarrassing. Yeah, my head's not in it, so we'll see if I can gather myself, play decent this week.
Yeah,
I think we're third right now, and it's like work thing. It's all handicap based though, so they have a couple high handicaps, so it's pretty tough to beat them like on a hole, and it's best ball, so we're taking score from each one, and there's so some of the holes like they get like a double and they can tie or whatever. It's pretty hard to beat.
And is it like a league thing? So it's every Tuesday?
Yeah, every Tuesday. It's just 9 holes. They alternate front and back. It's a pretty decent course too. Like I've never even played there before. I played for a couple of weeks now, and haven't played good a single time. But maybe this week
they'll be hoping you were the ringer in that group, eh?
I think he was hoping me. I was the ringer. I mean, they all see me hit, but it's so inconsistent, and I can't make a putt, like at all. So
yeah. Maybe time for an equipment change for you.
Maybe, man. I don't know. Like it's just all my feels. I feel uncomfortable. Like I momentarily thought about like going pencil grip. Like when I put a putter in my hand, I'm like, what is this? Feels like I'm
Yeah.
holding a sledgehammer. It's just everything, like it just there's no feels in it. It feels so heavy in my hand, and like I have no swing, no pendulum with it, no dude. It's and then I'm going through those thoughts in my head too. So then I'm just compounding on the
What you
crappy
put?
putt at me.
What you putting with
But
just now?
I switched. I have a ping Hepler, so I have like a mid mallet sort of ping. But I dropped that a couple weeks ago, and I've been using the TaylorMade Spider.
All right. Okay.
I was like, if Scottie could do it, you know.
Yeah, Eric can do it.
It is
Yeah.
funny because it's one I like sanded. It's a couple years old, and I like sanded it down, and I did like a Cerakote face on it. So there's no guarantees it's actually what it's supposed to be, and I
All
haven't
right. Okay.
rolled it on anything. So, I don't know. I probably shouldn't be using it, but man, that my ping was letting me down. Also, my ping has the adjustable grip, so it goes from
Mhm.
32 to 36 inches, and
Oh
it's
yeah, I've
like
seen that. Yeah.
it's got the little screw on the end. Uh, I think it got stripped or something. So now if I'm anywhere past 33, like it'll pop like a solid half inch. So like before putts, I was like popping it out so it wouldn't pop out on me while I was putting.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's definitely not a confidence builder. And I
I always found that a
definitely
really strange thing that they'd put that on a club, because surely you want to get fitted for the right length, and then you're not going to change. So what? Why do they have it that you can you can have it
I
36
mean,
one day and
I've
33 the
I,
next?
I have adjusted it quite a bit, and I've actually never done like a putter fitting. So, I mean, I go and I'll touch them all and I'll see which one works the best for me.
Mhm.
But it's at the moment in that PGA Super store, I seem to putt pretty well, but when I get on the golf course, not so the same.
Yeah, that's because they
Not
cheat at
not,
all the places. All the greens are all on an angle. They're all angled towards where the hole is, so that you make absolutely everything in the shop, and then you come out
and
on the
they're
course and
like,
you're like,
oh yeah, I
"Why is
gotta
this
buy
not
that.
going in?" Yep. Why is this not going in? I'm actually putting not too bad at the moment. I got that lab last year, and
Yep.
as we've spoken about, initially I was like, "Oh yeah, okay, I'll see what the technology actually is." See, now that I've learned in the last maybe 6 weeks, I've been working with it in the garden. I've been working with it before I go out on the range, before I go out on the course, and very rarely am I three putting now. And I'm not a person that fires at pins, so I am like 30 feet away for flags. Like I just try and aim for the middle of the green, and
Yeah.
I'm sticking it to like 3-4 feet. And actually, anything within 5 feet, I'm quite confident I'm making most of the putts now. So I think it's definitely been a help, but it took a lot of getting used to. Yeah, it wasn't the easiest transition at first.
You went with the pistol, like the forward pistol grip. Is that what you?
Yeah, it's a forward press one I've got. Yeah,
Okay.
so it's like the
Uh,
three
I
things. So
have
it's still quite a big one.
I have used them. I saw that they came out with the new. I think it's DF1. Which one? Which
No,
model do you
three.
have?
I've
Three
got
DF3.
2.1, and it's the
Two.
three that's the new one.
Okay. Yeah, I put it with that a little bit, and I mean it doesn't look horrible, but I still like the Mez. And but I seen you hitting two balls at a time, your little putter trick shots and stuff. But yeah, you just look confident with it. So and that stuff like helps too. I feel like I should get back in some trick shot stuff because my chipping was so good last year,
Yeah,
and now like I just rarely put a wedge in my hand. So when I have one on the right on course, and it's not rolling out where I want to or not stopping where I want to. There's just no face awareness. So
yeah.
my short,
Well,
it's all short game. It's practice. It's so like the whole thing's so golf's so perishable, and then short game is so feel oriented. Or I play feel oriented, and yeah, just not
well,
feeling
no,
it.
it's just it was a it was I think it was obviously was a massive confidence thing for me. And as I said, if I'm not putting it close, I'm having to try it. Putting it close with wedges or approach shots, I'm having to try and get it into that kind of 3 or 4 foot circle, and that's what I did in the green in my back garden. I just marked out like a foot, 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet, and I just
Yep.
keep every now and again. I just go out, knock some balls, so I know that once I get within that 5 feet circle, I'm making majority of them. And I genuinely, I think I've probably in the last 8 or 9 rounds, I've probably had two or three putts at best, and that's it. I've really kind of tightened that up. It's now my approach shots that seem to be letting me down, or issues off the tee. So we'll keep working because that's what has to happen. But I'm definitely more confident with that thing. And that DF, that 2.1 is massive. So
Yeah.
You do feel like I can hit this anywhere on this face, and the ball's just going to go exactly where it's supposed to be. So yeah, good bit of tech. And as I said, I did buy into it. So
you have a head cover on it? Is it banging around in your bag?
yeah. No, I've got a head cover. I always keep a head cover on it.
Yeah, got you.
Because
I was like, it's pretty massive because, sometimes I have a bag that has like only like the 7 slots, and then to add that big old DF 2.1 or whatever to that bag all my clothes would be stuck all the time.
Yeah, no, it is a big boy, like, but yeah, definitely, I'm enjoying that. And I tried that glove out last week. We touched on it with the partnership we've got with Dirty Birdie. So tried the glove out last week. We've not had any rain, so I've not been able to test it, kind of the waterproof, but it's so soft, the material, the leather in it, and it actually felt like the grip was glued to my hand. The mat on the bottom of it that we discussed.
Yeah,
it's kind of similar to the American football gloves. They've got that on the bottom, and yeah, there was no kind of twisting or whatever else. So if I was putting the ball out and where it wasn't supposed to be, it was operator error. So yeah, it was good.
Well, I do like that for the fact that like you almost feel like you don't have to grip as tight, like you're not white knuckling it with a confident grip, and as long as that doesn't tear apart, like I said, and I mean gloves aren't that expensive either. If you get a bunch a year, but if it's a confidence builder like that, then it should make a big difference.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. And I just on that as well, it's just to remind you that we're doing they've given us a voucher code for 20% off any of our listeners. So again, just go to dirtybirdie.co.uk and use the code ATPSN at the checkout, and they'll get 20% off. They've also got it's a ball cleaner, but it's got water in the top of it. It's like a bottle. So you squeeze it in and you do things out, because I'm used to kind of, it's not very hygienic, but you would spit on your club and use the kind of cheaper branded brushes, or you would use the back end of a tee to try and clear out the grooves. So I gave that a bit of a go at the weekend. But again, I think that'll be more beneficial when the weather's a bit bad over here and my grooves get dirty. Whereas I'm not a divot taking kind of guy. Everything in my ball's always kind of nipped off the top of the turf, so I don't tend to get dirty grooves, but I will persevere with that. The only other real story I'd seen this week was a guy on Instagram, I think he was on TikTok as well, Wyatt Messmer, in St Andrews. I don't know if you've had a chance to see that. If you've not, I'll send it through to you. He played a shot from outside the Dunvegan pub to the 18th green, so he hits it like out from the street. Up and over the top of the buildings. It's kind of an unofficial famous shot that a lot of people do, but nobody's usually stupid enough to record themselves, because you're firing a golf ball over the corner of a building. So not to mention hitting buildings, smashing windows, hitting cars. You don't know who's on the other side of that building. And the ball is, I mean, he clears it. He made it.
Does he just throw a little mat down, or he off the ground?
No, he hits it off the deck. So he's got an iron and a ball, and he just puts it on the concrete and fires the ball right over the top and onto the green.
It's impressive.
It is impressive stroke stupid. So the St Andrews Trust have come out, and he's been kind of slammed for that as well, because they don't do things like that up in St Andrews usually. So yes, don't be stupid.
I have seen the YouTube where like the DOD King and Martin Borgmeyer, the long drive guy, where they're hitting in front of that place in like Miami or something, and there's like that turf putting green in the back, and they're hitting over the all glass building right in front, or the house right in front of them.
Yeah.
I don't know how many windows have been broken there, but I would assume a few. It can't always go that well, but it's pretty gutsy, and I would anticipate like St Andrews not to be super stoked on it, because they don't want everyone to come there and be hitting from the pub.
Balls up the street. Yeah, hitting balls up the street. So they came out and said this is an irresponsible and reckless act which shows disregard for the safety of both the property and the public. This kind of behaviour is not welcome at the home of golf, and we would discourage anyone from repeating it. Now, to me, that's just a big red flag for people to be like, Well, you think so, do you? And you'll
Uh-huh.
probably find there is more people trying to take on that shot. A couple of years ago, that boy Harrison Crowe, he's on the tour now, and he was from Australia. He did it, but it was like controlled circumstances, so
Mm.
they practically cleared the street and whatever else. But there's cars going past with this guy, and you can see a couple of people at the top end of the thing, and he's firing some ball over the top of a building. I mean, it's a big draw, so I wouldn't be able to play it. I'd have to aim on the line of the building and hope that it was I cleared enough of it to come back in again with my cut, stroke, fade, stroke, block. But yeah, I suppose if you've got the draw shot in your armory, then that's where he was going with it.
I mean, that's pretty impressive, and especially with an audience and cars and all the things going on, and then just not wanting to hit something. I'm sure. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a pretty solid shot.
yeah.
I
So
don't
you
think
need
I'm
to.
trying that.
No, no, I wouldn't advise it, Eric. No, even you, the trick
Yeah.
shot king, wouldn't it be a good look for you? So,
More of like
but
a short game trick shot. I don't do many like. Although I'm down, like I need to find some cool shots. I just can't be breaking no windows. A little
no,
old. I'm a little old to be like getting in trouble for breaking windows.
yeah, and yeah, you've obviously got business on the horizon, so must be busy with that just now. Yeah, still going.
Yeah, I've been designing shirts and just penciling in good partnerships and collabs to post on the website. The website's about to launch this week. It's gonna be Father's Day this week, so happy Father's Day to all you boys out there. And yeah, hopefully I can get it launched this week. Check it out, the Golf Armory. Hope I'll at least try to get some gift cards up. I do have a couple shirts, do have a couple ball markers and stuff from some collabs, and I designed three or four that should be up ready to go, and we'll see. But I've been
Is the web
busy, yeah, dude.
is the
It's
website
like
live, like, or
yeah, you can check it out. Website's live. Right now it just has like a house shirt on there that I gotta pull down because I redid it.
oh,
It was just to get the Shopify running, but yeah, I need to pull that down, and then I'll officially do like the social media launches and stuff too. So that'll be coming this week, and yeah, it's time to hit it.
nice,
Time to hit it.
nice. We'll keep
It's that next
following
portion.
you.
It's that next portion, dude. There's so much to it, you know. Like I'm doing a facility, obviously, and there's all the phone calls that I have to deal with dealing with the building, the city, the architects, the engineers, all that kind of stuff, and then you take it to the internet and doing the website and all of that kind of stuff and getting that running and working with the designers on there, and then kind of designing my own shirt. It's one out of not wanting to pay a lot more, but two, I just kind of had something in mind. Um, and I also I like I'm hitting off course a little bit. I'm gonna do some t-shirts. I will hit polos, and I got a good embroidery guy. Um, but I like the idea of some off course t-shirts. I have seen a couple of brands with them, but I could kind of put my own little flair on them. A little like armory plus golf. Um, it does say golf, but it doesn't like it's not like super screaming golf, and
Yeah.
I think t-shirts are kind of an area where that can get hit. So um, I'm hoping those do well.
Well, I look that like they're obviously trying to get to, as you've said before, like to try and grow the game and things. And if you can get away from the stuffy polo shirt type look, and you can get some more kind of casual t-shirts, then yeah,
Yeah,
I would think they would go a bundle. I mean, certainly the
I
place I'm at, they do have a dress code, but it's nowhere near as strict as some of the other courses that you're at, where it's got to be collared shirts and shorts that are certain
right.
lengths and whatever else. So
Well, it's just golf's such a following now, and like everybody makes a polo shirt. Everybody makes a embroidered polo. The sublimation printing, where they're like printing all over. There's a lot of good brands, and I've spoken to a lot of good brands, and I will end up coming out with like a sublimation version. I have a good brand in mind right now, but I won't shout them out yet. But gotta finalize everything, but I think the sublimation is just pretty expensive, and that'll be like high end. That'll be kind of a premium shirt, and that will be like an on course, golf shirt.
yeah,
But I do think there is a market for this t-shirt. Like we wear, especially over here, a lot of guys wear a lot of sports shirts, but they're for teams and this and that. And there's just such a big following in golf now. I think there's an avenue and an arena for it, and yeah, I'm gonna hit it. It's not that it's easier, but it's a little cheaper to go at it. And I think with some cool designs and some originality, we might just do something here, bud. I don't know.
Yeah, cool. Well, keep us posted, and we'll continue following along. It's been good to see you going from kind of starting it out to what it's going to become in the future. So, yep, we'll be supporting you all the way from here. And I'll get a quick look on your website, see if there's any t-shirts that I fancy, and I'll get my order placed. I want to be your first customer. I know we spoke last week about being your first Instagram follower, so I want to make sure I buy the first product off your website. So.
I will let you know ASAP. Don't buy that shirt that's on there. I'll get you set up.
Perfect.
I'm gonna throw a couple on there tonight, and I'll let you know when it goes live.
Perfect. I'll get a look at them. Right.
Sweet.
Good luck, and good luck with any picks for the US Open, and hope your golf goes all right tomorrow and it's better than you played last week. So
good talk like always, brother. Yeah, US
you too,
Open.
Eric.
Later, brother.
Take care. Cheers.